scar tissue. There we go. Is that your shoulder too?
That's my elbows.
That was your elbow clicking?
It felt like my whole shoulder and elbow just snapped. Or popped, not snapped. It didn't hurt, it was just, yeah.
You have to take your body
See, that's the other thing I was thinking about
to there.
on my drive down. I was like, I need to take a picture of me.
Yeah. How far you can bend back.
Right, because that was the other thing I remember I could hardly go. So that feels a lot better now.
Yeah.
Been doing the stretches. It's crazy to see kind of how you feel right after, because it feels like your body just wants you to stay up, and even my wife will look at me and be like, "Oh, you're so much taller now," I mean, it's tough being consistent, with daily life and traveling and stuff. But yeah, I've been really good with it, and I can feel myself, starting to pull back and the mid back opening up. There's some stiffness times or right after, where it's just tight, and you can feel it just not wanting to let go. But it's been good.
Okay.
Definitely feeling a lot better. Just trying to stay on top of it and keep at it.
Is anything changed? Anything we check out today? Anything you're feeling that, or just
definitely
the major thing to know? But anything?
Yeah, my shoulders. I kind of noticed when doing the stretch, trying to open up.
Bottleneck on the front.
And just the shoulders not wanting to fully let go.
Okay.
But that's really it. Nothing too crazy. I feel like the left leg we were kind of working on a little bit last time is still holding up there.
Quad?
But yeah, the quad
Okay,
and
check that out.
kind of the
Knee?
Yeah, that knee. I mean, it's still clicking a lot,
Okay.
even though I'm stretching
check it
and
out.
stuff. But
All right, all the air out. Keep going. Deep breath in. Exhale. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Nice. Deep breath in. One more. Find out. Exhale. All the way out. Exhale. Nice. Go on your side facing me. The back of your head, that little slit there. Perfect. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Exhale. Nice. Deep breath in. Exhale. Nice. Let's have a deep breath in. Exhale. We'll get you there. Okay. Deep breath in. Exhale. There we go. There we go. A little bit. Sorry, a little more. Come on. Face up for me. It's okay. Face up.
So I got married in March of this year.
Oh,
What we've been trying to do, we had to postpone it from the original COVID.
Okay.
And my wife's gonna hate me when I see this because I forgot to put my ring on.
Aw.
But sorry.
Gotcha. Right off that occiput. Let it go right here. Nice. Very good. Let this side go. Nice. There we go. Okay, good. How'd that feel? All right?
Yeah, good. Yeah, family's doing well. How are the kids?
They're good. Yeah, they're at home right now with my mom, so.
Mother-in-law came in town, so I've been fixing my mom and my mother-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, they're good.
Taking advantage of the family perks, huh?
Yes.
That's right. There we go. But yeah, no, your head's coming. Even when I adjusted your back, it was much softer. Even the sounds weren't that loud because the bones aren't having to travel the large distance that they used to. So, the front actually has to stretch open to allow your body to.
That was what I think the first week or two is I noticed just this was so tight.
Right.
And that's kind of gone. And now my abs
Yes.
are kind of what I feel most now in the stretch when I do it.
The bottleneck will change. Whoever's I think of it almost like, you ever watch? I watch these videos on YouTube of these guys that unlock things. Like the one guy is like the lock picking lawyer, and they go in there and he when you're turning they tension the cylinder, and then they have the little use a device to move the pins around, and as you're moving the pins, another pin becomes the one that's restricted. Then they move that one and it clicks, and then another pin becomes the most restricted. And so that's where posture kind of like as you're moving your body back, another piece becomes the bottleneck. Little piece there, yeah. We'll try to gouache that in a second. Yeah, right there, yeah. That it's smaller and it's buried. All that gone. when the area gets so tight, the acidity doesn't get oxygenated from the blood. The oxygen has a hard time getting in there. That's what traps the acidity. That's what causes eventually soreness and pain.
You had a lot of shock on your visit.
Yeah.
It was dark. I'm curious to see if they'll be.
I'm gonna give them everything.
How many months? How? I'm trying to remember when you were here last.
I was here in July,
Okay.
early July,
Okay.
and then I was able to come down midweek
Oh, were you? Okay.
at the beginning of August.
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
think.
I didn't know you had been back in between, so cool.
And then been doing a little bit at home. Now that we're not going to be on the move so much, getting more sessions in for sure.
Excellent.
Because it is crazy just the difference you feel, you know, and after like a good treatment. And
Yeah, I can't imagine how people live this long without it. Like, how do people live? They
I
just
think
live in
it's
pain.
just-
Live in pain.
it's tough to know where to go,
Right.
you know. But my right shoulder and right pec feels tighter, and I feel more pulled forward.
Remind me,
on the
this
right side.
scar here was surgical. This was.
Yeah,
Or just
dermatology.
mole, yeah.
Mole, yeah.
I mean, people always ask, how bad was that? I mean, pretty easy, right? I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't like I'm filleting you or.
No.
It should be, just feels like you're getting combed. It just feels like you're getting itched.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's,
I think the first time it's just weird because it's something you've never felt before.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, no, I mean,
People usually tell me they enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
it's partly the part of the visit. You just go, yes.
I think, yeah, it definitely becomes more therapeutic over time
Mm-hmm.
because you can kind of feel it loosening up, and especially afterward.
Yeah. I love it. I look forward to it. I just.
I think too, it's like you go to a lot of different chiropractors, and it's like come in, you do like a 10-minute adjustment.
I don't know what you're gonna get.
And it's like, okay, well that didn't, it's
Thanks.
not exactly what I was hoping for,
Right.
but okay, and then.
I had a patient describe me the other day. He's like, he came here. I was missing, or I was out of town, and he's like, oh well. So he went to his guy that he knows up in Bradenton, and it was $29 something like that. And he's like, it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
My dad was an audio video nerd. He was the guy that, like, think of, ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Those kids? That's my dad.
Okay.
He'd be one of those kids that would probably go right in line. I can't tell you how many times my dad has taken things apart. And the human body was just something else that he could take apart. And yeah, he just wanted to know how it worked. And so he just had his own problems, and having to treat his own body has sifted through the stuff that works and the stuff that doesn't work. And that's all we have left is a distillation of the stuff that helps. I'm going to get that elbow in a second. I just want to see this here. I'm working on that. All these angles. So 2 birds with 1 stone. You're going to work all these angles while you're stretching.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, working all that open. So we want to come onto the epicondyle from the more distal, come proximal, up onto the. You just panini this down. So the tendon dives through the bone. Then it goes through what we call the periosteum, or the outer coating of the bone, and makes roots in the endosteum. And the pain comes from these nerve endings called Sharpie fibers that are underneath the periosteum. So those Sharpie fibers get inflamed due to the tendon pulling up the outer coat of the bone. Eventually, if you don't, it becomes more severe, and then eventually can lead to either avulsion, where the tendons that completely pulled up the bone. And that's, we call it an avulsion fracture, because the bone separates from itself due to the tendon pulling the bone up. So you want to, obviously, it's pretty. You have to really, really keep cranking on it without stopping. Usually, most people stop. See, 100 years ago, anybody that broke their ankle didn't walk on it, right? But now with enough pain meds, we can keep walking on broken ankles, right? And so we've arrived at a place where now we see things that we never saw before because we can cover things up better. Right there, he feels it, but there's like a fiber of just tightness that we're trying to. So the tighter this muscle gets, the more it keeps a constant pull on the epicondyle. So you want to.
Because I have like this nerve rolls over that all the time.
Gotcha.
So what doesn't that mean, like nerve
Well,
bonding or?
Well, the ligament's not keeping the they do a surgery. My grandfather had that. You're supposed to be there's like a surgery they do, and they go in there and they reform the ligament that's supposed to hold that ulnar nerve in the cubital fossa, is what we call it. Mm-hmm. So that ligament's torn or didn't grow right, or if it was a genetic thing, or maybe it got injured.
Yeah, most pressing movements go on every rep. It doesn't hurt, like that doesn't hurt, but everything else around it hurts, which obviously.
Right there, you can sort of see right there first. That's fine. We'll get his fingers now. You can't stop it.
Yeah,
So he's like, press on the cables, it makes the fingers bend. Like little Pinocchio.
I guess you're right, I wasn't looking at it.
He's not meaning to do it.
I'm not looking at all.
Moving the cables. Don't squeeze my finger. Ow!
Like on the inside, almost like the...
Up here?
Yeah.
Not so much down here?
No.
Good, okay. Well,
Yeah.
so it's not the as expensive things. It's not the meniscus, which is, we can go get...
Yeah, kind of like on the right in here.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
So it's more the bone and the tendons and soft tissue up there that are hurting, less the meniscus, which is, so everything you're pointing to has some ability to replace. So I don't cry about it. I don't have to worry about, you stimulate it, it replaces. Like here, in here.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is just vastus medialis, and eventually leaving this sore for a decade leads to meniscus injury because these muscles attach down here,
Yeah.
and then they vice grip the knee, and it eventually becomes a meniscus injury if we leave. So checking this area, making sure that vastus medialis and the inside of the quad muscles are not very tender, keeps the knee healthier, allows it to breathe better.
And this is the knee that pops a lot?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly if it repetitively pops, that's the tendons, that's just the cables. That's why there's so much the tenderness in here is right there, it's coming out, Carl. Right there. So the mark usually almost always comes out in the areas that hurt. If the area doesn't feel symptomatic, usually I can't make a mark even if I wanted to. You could sit here and rub all day, it wouldn't happen. But when there's something internally blocked,
Yeah.
which then you can go, it hurts right there, and I can feel it. You can feel the acidity in the tissue.
Does this hurt really bad?
This, to me, is the worst.
Yeah, because you're so calm.
Yeah.
Like he's handling it great.
No, this
is simply the worst.
Yeah, that one, and then like right kind of on the back, like up here. Everything else I'm like good with, but this to me is where it's like in the 7 to 9 range, depending on exactly where it is.
We get awful quiet. Go to a happy place.
You start like cleansing the jaw so you don't like, sit up here and just cry.
Even just feeling like the stabilizers in there trying to like hold that new spot is like, sometimes that's painful, but once it gets moving around, it's fine.
Okay, all right, come on, breathe. Bring the mic close as you can to hold it.
See it, sure.
Scar tissue. This is the cables. There's just injury in here, posture, tension in here. Then when you roll your shoulder around, you're going to rub into that. You're going to run into that. So why does my shoulder feel like it's grinding and clicking? It's like, well, there's monsters. Right there is one of the clicks. That's the actual visualization of the monster that I can feel deeper in there that's moving around. When he moves his shoulder blade, he's running his shoulder blade into that area. Well, you strengthen your muscles more. That'll make more clicking. No, I'm into core loosening, core softening.
It's kind of the fun thing because everyone says that, oh, you got to do this exercise
Oh,
to
gosh.
strengthen that up.
I know.
And it's,
Just going to cause
I've
more
been
tension.
doing it for a couple of years now.
Still there. Yeah, no, it's...
And no, that's not it.
If it was that simple, yeah, no, it's about loose. It's got to be loose.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that the tightness is postural. So now
Yeah.
it's orthodontistry. It requires time to change the posture, which sets the environment in a place where it no longer necessitates the tightness. The tightness
Yeah.
is because of the alignment, and so it's more difficult than it's not as simple as just strengthening something. It's much more. It's much more difficult. Abracadabra. Here we go. Breathe. Breathe. I know. Breathe. All right. It's okay. Good. It's okay. It's okay. All right. It's okay. Just checking. Trying to bend you back into that. I got you. Breathe in deep. Exhale. There we go. Is that your shoulder too?
That's my elbows.
That was your elbow clicking?
It felt like my whole shoulder and elbow just snapped or popped, not snapped. It didn't hurt. It was just that's what
Is
that was.
Do you usually get that? Do you usually have that?
I've never had that happen
Oh.
before. Yeah.
There we go. Nice. 2, 3.
Yeah, the roller, I think, because I still use, on a 6-inch roller, I still use I have a 2 and a 3-inch yoke block. So I use that, but then I have a smaller foam roller that's probably this, a 3-inch that's really hard. And both of those kind of feel the same. But it's when I'm, it feels great for me to just be in this position because I can feel everything opening up and stretching. The crazy part for me is after I get through the 20 minutes or if I try and go even longer, it's the body trying to figure out well, what am I trying to do here? Because I'll get almost a good workout tightness and and that little soreness pain of everything oh, we're moving again kind of deal.
Gotcha.
But
Sure. Yeah. Parts of your back that you're not used to talking to are now
right.
being vocal. Yeah, you're changing your posture. This is going to be a little bit more of a smaller surface area on your back. So the roller's more broad. You can move up and down on this device. You're doing one spot for 20
Right.
minutes. You're not able to move around.
Yeah.
And it can be more intense, and so this is why I usually encourage people to start with the roller, get a few treatments under the belt, and then we start bringing in the dental into their life.
Like the first week or two of getting into it, and like the neck stretching out, and the moments of like, can I breathe or not? You know, it's like all that. That was kind of the worst. But now it's you know, like you can feel the parts of the back start to do it at once, and then when I stand up, just wanting to stand all the way up. You know, and stick in that posture and stuff.
I can see your back looks less, you know, curved out within those areas just from when you were sitting down there, like than the first time. So it's working.
Yeah, I can show you guys. I've been taking. Well, I have like every month. I'm going to take a picture so I can track it and see it, even from the first.
Oh, do you
first
have it
month.
with you?
I do.
From the right side, which is a little more pulled forward. That's kind of the left side into the ear. This is the left side.
Yeah.
On September 1st, I think. Yeah, the right side. Like the head is definitely a lot more
the
pulled
head
back.
is coming back. Yeah, that's really cool.
But it's getting there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
1 month in or a month and a half in.
Excellent, man.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's a process. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You should see like the first inch in 3 months. If you do, you know, it's like if it's 2 inches forward, let's say, you'll get 1 inch back in 3 months. The next inch takes, well, how this? The next half inch takes 6 months. Then the next quarter inch takes 6 months. You understand?
Well, as long as I'm not 70 and I'm
That's
like
right.
here, I'm good.
You want to end on a high note so that you can get the next time you get on it, you try to begin where that is, and then it's just time. You have to take your body
See, that's the other thing I was thinking about
to there.
on my drive down. I was like, I need to take a picture of me.
Yeah.
How far you can bend back.
Right, because that was the other thing I remember I could hardly go. So like that feels a lot better now than where I
More
was.
fluid, you have all the parts
But
open.
I'll get there eventually.